gon' have barbecue. They gon' have barbecue. They gon' have barbecue. They gon' have barbecue. Get your barbecue on. Get your barbecue on. Get your barbecue.
Welcome to the BBQ Therapy Podcast. My name is Tavis Bryant of Yago Ham Barbecue. Have you ever stood around a smoker or a grill and felt the world fade away? Now that's barbecue therapy. Joining us for a therapy session today is none other than the Anthony Lujan of Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue / the Pitmasters Podcast. Today on Barbecue Therapy, we're joined by a true ambassador of smoke, the Anthony Lujan, Pitmaster of Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue and co-host of the Pitmaster Podcast. Whether he's behind the mic or behind the pit, Anthony brings deep respect for the craft, a hunger to learn, and a passion for helping others level up their game. He's not only completed at the high level, he's had conversation with some of the best in barbecue, and he's bringing all of that knowledge, experience, and energy with him today. Let's get into the mindset, the meats, and the mission behind Smoke Ain't No Joke. Welcome to the show, and I got one rule: make yourself at home, speak freely. I have no corporate sponsor, so feel free to say what you want.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. That was a great intro, man. You now me sound way cooler than I really am.
I look up to you because you are at what I'm trying to do. You got one person that faithfully listens to y'all episodes all the way back from the beginning all the way up to now, so I definitely give you your props, and you definitely entertain me a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. That's all we want to do is we're just trying to just take out the monotony of everybody's day of just going to work and coming home and doing dinner and hit and repeat, man. It's just nice to be able to just listen to something, take your mind off things, and just be able to enjoy listening to something that you have the passion of doing as well. Getting out there on the grill, get in front of the fire, and just enjoying life.
Yeah, definitely, because you need a barbecue. I'm addicted to barbecue, so I need my fix. So this is the way to get that fix, as well as why I started the podcast. I have a 13-month-old, so I can't compete yet. So as she's growing up, I had to get my fix by podcasts and watching YouTube, and I started doing this, and my wife is holding it down while I'm able to do this and talk to barbecue people. So I definitely appreciate what we're doing. So where did the name, first of all, let me back up. How did you get the Anthony Lujan?
Honestly, you've listened to the show, right? You've heard the intro. So when Rusty and I had Jesse Johnson do our very first intro to the show, we just gave him what we wanted him to say, and Johnson just threw in the Anthony Lujan. And I was like, oh, that's cool. We'll just let it stick. But then it stuck. Then people just started saying it and going on with it. So I was like, all right, cool. We'll just run with it. It's just a fluke. Jesse added it to the intro, and it just kind of stuck, man. So we just ran with it.
Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with the name, the Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue?
Yeah, that goes all the way back to when I was living in Spokane, Washington, and I had a buddy. His name was Mr. Snipes. It's Mr. Snipe, I should say, not with an S. He's a local rapper up there. Mm-hmm. I was in the hip hop community. I was a professional DJ for a lot of years, so I had him over one day, and I was cooking some ribs. And honestly, this was before I was actually even really good at cooking at all. I was just winging it. And he went to go check out the ribs, and he opened up the lid, and boom, we've all been there. That smoke hit you in your face, and then he just comes off the grill and just said, "Man, this smoke ain't no joke." And I was like, "Dang, you just literally just gave me my barbecue name." It was just, once again, it was just all the fluke, living in the moment, man, and that's just how it came about. And I loved it, and we just stuck with it and just ran with it, man.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
So, how did you get into barbecue, and how did it shift towards competition barbecue?
Yeah, so literally it was just, I worked at Sportsman's Warehouse, and they had the good old-fashioned charbroil. Everybody's seen them. You've seen them at your local grill for sale, right? They're just cheap offsets. I thought I'd just buy one of those, learn how to just manage a fire. So I bought one of those, and man, my barbecue was not good. It was just over smoky, over sauced, over seasoned. Just no, there was not really love to it. There was no love to it. Just like, I'm just trying to learn how to cook this, right? So I did that for a few years when I was up in Washington. I just was learning how to manage a fire in my cheap offset. And I was like, all right, I started getting better. And then I moved back to Salt Lake City. And then I went to a barbecue restaurant called R&R Barbecue. It was Rod and Roger. They were brothers that started a competition team, and they did really well. So they opened this restaurant. So I went to the restaurant. On their wall was like, learn how to do competition barbecue for $100. They're going to do a ribs and chicken class. I was like, all right, let's give it a go. And so I went to the class, paid my $100, learned a bunch of stuff that I didn't even know that you're supposed to do. Trimming ribs correctly, pulling the membrane off, prepping chicken right. None of this. I did not even have any idea that this is what you're supposed to do. Learned all that, and Roger asked me, he's like, hey, what's the goal of you taking this class? I was like, I want to probably enter some barbecue contests and then someday beat you. And he's like, yeah, that's never going to happen. Which he should say that. You got to cook with confidence. So I took what I learned and practiced a little bit. I wasn't too intense on it. And then about a month and a half, 2 months later, there was a backyard event that popped up. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to wheel all my stuff down there. Mind you, I'm still cooking on this offset that I bought that at this time was all rusty and beat up. But I was familiar with this. So I went down there, cooked some ribs and chicken, and got some woks. And then after that, I was hooked. I was like, all right, it's time to get serious. Started taking barbecue pretty serious on the competitive side. Did a couple more competitions, and hey, I'm just going to go pro. Forget this backyard stuff. I've cooked 4 or 5 backyards, and I feel like I can go pro. I went pro and got smacked. Straight smacked. What am I doing? And in Utah at the time, if you went pro, you weren't allowed to go back to the backyard division, right? So I was like, all right, we're just gonna ride this out. And I started slowly getting better and better. And then about 2.5, 3 years out into my pro debut, we had the Sam's Club tour come through Salt Lake City. So I was like, all right, R&R Barbecue's there. Roger's like, hey, good luck beating me today. I'm like, today's the day. So I got in there. Of course, he beat me in 3 categories, but I beat him in pork, and he was known to be the pork guy, right? Nobody can beat me in pork. So I beat him in pork and said, hey, I finally beat you in a category, so my goal is complete. Mission checked with you. Beat one boss. Now it's on to the others. And then other than that, man, it's just once you're in the competition scene, it's addictive, right? As soon as the next competition comes up, you just want to cook it, and you just slowly grow. I feel like right now in my competition career, I'm still early. I have not mastered anything, and I'm still growing. So I still feel like I need to get another 10, 15 years before I can go on to the next level. And I don't think I'll ever get to the master splinter level at all in barbecue.
Wow. How many competitions have you cooked to date?
I have no idea. Probably, I have no idea. I know I'm doing at least one SCA event a month, and I'm trying to hammer out some KCBSs, but I'm probably anywhere. In Utah, we don't have a ton, so I'm saying anywhere from 20 to 30 KCBS style cooks, maybe. That's pushing it. SCA, I surpassed that a while ago. I'm probably pushing in the 60s, 70s in the SCA style cooks.
Yeah, I know y'all have that elevation up there that makes a big difference. Is that a hard learning curve from normal?
Yep. Honestly, I didn't have to worry about that because everything is in foil up here. I've never messed around with the butcher paper or anything like that. At this elevation, everything just goes to foil, and that's just how I cook. So I've never had to worry about that. And if I even go down to a lower elevation, I'm still going to use foil because it's my process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And now we're going to switch over to the podcast. What inspired the Pitmaster Podcast, and how did it get started?
Yeah, so I was at a competition. We're at season 5, so 5 years ago. Rusty Monson was of Salt City Barbecue. He was at a competition. Him and I, literally from day one, we were shit talking from the gate, just right out the gate. From, hey, my name's Rusty, my name's Anthony, to I'm gonna kick your ass today. No, you're not type scenario. So literally from day one, we were just chirping back and forth in a friendly way. And I hit him up like after about 3 weeks after meeting him after a competition. Hey man, what do you think about doing a podcast? He's like, I'm in. It was like there was no talk about it. He's like, let's do it. And then I'd say about a week and a half later, the show was already done. He did a lot of footwork of being able to get the website going. He got the logo design. everything like that going. And then we just had Susie and Todd Bullock on the show from Hey Grill Hey because we knew them personally. We could book them as a guest. And then we got on there, and then it just literally just took off. We just hammered it out. What I told you before we started the show is podcast is consistency. You have to have consistency, and that's what we focused in on. Obviously, our audio wasn't the greatest from the start. We had to learn a little bit about audio and everything else, but it was just the consistency with the podcast. Then, so yeah, him and I did it for 3.5, almost 4 years. And then he started his food truck and just was like, hey man, I got to step back. I just don't have the time. Once again, consistency. I don't want to make this very inconsistent, which it was hit and miss. And then he was just like, I don't want to go out like this, just having it just be a terrible podcast falling off at the end because of his lack of engagement. That's what he told me, because it's true. He had his food truck and he was trying to get a business launched. So he bowed out. I decided at that point to walk away or keep it going. And I didn't want to see the podcast die. So I grabbed the bull by the horns, got everything transitioned to where I got everything in control here to be able to put out weekly episodes. Invited Jesse Johnson onto the show, the voice of the podcast. He's done our intro for years, and then he's been able to jump on as my co-host. And we had a slump at the start because it was just a transition period, but to have people on and be able to give some honest feedback. And that's where we are today. I have to give a quick shout out to the team. I have Derek out there, Travis, Crystal, my booking manager, Jesse, and myself. We put a lot of work in behind the scenes to make it happen every week. And it's taken a while to get here, but we're definitely growing and making it fun every week.
Yeah, definitely. I can see, based on what I'm doing now, it takes a lot of work to get this. It's not as simple as sit down, do an episode, and get up. But there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff you got to do and make sure all your I's are dotted and T's are crossed to make this come out. So I definitely know. So today, how many episodes y'all did over the 5 year season?
Let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. Let's see. Apple is my best friend. It keeps track of all that. Let's see. Okay. Give me 1 second here. It's up there, man. It really is up there.
Yeah, I've had quite a few episodes.
Yeah.
And I definitely.
Right, here we go. Let's pull it up here.
Tell-all are my favorite ones. I saved those permanently.
We're at, looks like 255 episodes.
Wow,
that's a lot. That's impressive.
Yeah. That's a lot. Y'all been putting in that work. But like I said, my favorite are the ones y'all have people on. They do the tell-all and stuff like that, and it's good to hear that.
Yeah.
While you're driving in the car and get little tips here and there, especially from the Crooked Pigs.
Yeah, Matt Hansen.
He did his. Yeah. But what's been one of your most memorable interviews that you had on the show, and why?
That's tough, man. That is tough. Every interview is awesome. There are some interviews that I do kind of struggle with a little bit. You'll come across this at some point in your podcast career, but it's always the guys that are not very vocal. They don't like to talk about themselves. They just one-line answers when you got to try to extract more from them. Those ones are a little bit more difficult, but I still enjoy their presence, being able to talk to them. But honestly, my favorite podcasts are when I don't have to talk. You get a guest on there and they just let it go. Talk about everything. Matthews, he's great at that. That was a very fun episode with him. He just told us everything. The thing is, when you get a guest like that, they let secrets out that they don't realize they're letting out. So those are probably some of my favorite ones, is when you get those talkers that start talking about their processes and they start saying stuff and they're like, oh, wait a second, that was something I had in my pocket and it's out. Guess what? This is live, too late. But it's those episodes I have fun. I cannot single-handedly put a finger on one podcast just because they're all special and unique in their own ways.
Yeah, definitely good answer. All right, what do you think the barbecue world still needs to talk more about?
Yeah, that's a tough one, honestly. So here's the thing with barbecue. Everybody has an uncle that does good barbecue, right? But what I think that needs to be talked about in the barbecue community is just having support for each other, gassing each other up. There are people out there that do it, but I think there just needs to be more, I got to have my buddy's back type scenario. for example, if somebody in your neighborhood wins a competition, even if it's a backyard local church cook-off, somebody knows somebody that can help promote that. Hey, let's just use you as examples. Hey, Travis won the local high school competition. It was a charity event. Travis won. Oh, you know what? I have a friend that writes for a local paper. Let's see if we can get him a story. I think being able to help each other grow and being able to give each other publicity, I think, is huge. I know the day and age, everybody has social media and they're mostly looking out and trying to grow themselves. I feel like that the barbecue community needs to have each other's back. We do, but we just need to help each other grow even more. I see a lot of cross-platform people sharing stuff like that, but I just think it needs to go a little bit farther of being able to get that publicity into somebody who's doing great things. And I think that will help the barbecue community grow a little bit better and be more strong and solid.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah. Who's one dream guest that you haven't had on yet?
Oh man, that's tough. Probably I'm going to say Aaron Franklin. I want to get that guy on the show. He's one of those elusive characters, right? Him or Steve Reichland. Those would be two cool guys to be able to get on the show. We've had a lot of great guests, but those two, I think, would be definitely great guests to be able to try to get on the show.
Okay. And I know you do SCA, so I'm going to ask you a couple of SCA questions. What drew you to SCA, and how did you get started?
Travis, you probably already know the answer to this. I know it's your show and everything, but what drew me to the SCA was it was a very quick competition. I could pull in at 8 o'clock in the morning back in the days, pull in 8 o'clock in the morning, be able to cook and be able to be packed up and leave by 4 o'clock. I'm a big advocate of the single day, single cook, single ancillary competitions. Let's get back to those where we can wake up at a decent hour and go home at a decent hour, get cleaned up and still enjoy our evenings. That is what drew me into the SCA. I didn't have to stay in a parking lot overnight. I didn't have to worry about sleeping expenses. I did not have to worry about hauling big smokers around. I didn't have to bring all this gear. Literally, all I needed was a grill, a pop-up, a cooler full of beer. That's what drew me to it. It was very nice. It's getting out of control again. Now we are doing 2-day competitions. We're dragging trailers all over the place, trying to stay cool, have all this equipment. I don't mind that. It's people do you. I'm to the point where I just want to cook one steak still. I'll just sit in a parking lot and wait 9 hours now, but that's what drew me into the SCA, that I could go in, be at 8, be gone by 4. That's what really drew me into them. I'm still a huge fan of them. I'm not knocking the SCA by any way. I'm just a pro advocate of how it used to be, time-wise.
So how do you approach the steak selection at the comp?
Honestly, I don't even know anymore. Really, it's the thing is here in Utah, we are very blessed on having a good steak sponsor, Creekstone Farms. They put out a lot of good steaks. So honestly, I'm not even really too worried about the steak quality. That I'm around the West Coast. I think it's becoming pretty good standard throughout the West Coast that you have to have a quality steak. But when it comes to getting a steak, for one, a good chip, that is always an advantage, to be able to get a low number, to be able to pick from more steaks than possible, right? So getting a low chip number is beneficial. But then if you're getting one to chip 20, 25, then it's more or less of looking into what can I transform something into, right? Your first round, you should still have quality steak selection, but it's more of what can I really do? What am I looking for to be able to transform this steak into something that I'm confident with? So really, when it comes to steak selection, it's just like putting a poker chip down on a number on the roulette table. Let's just see if we can get lucky.
Is there a specific flavor that the judges respond to? You know, at KCBS, they like sweet, and is there a specific?
Yeah, I feel like salty is beneficial. I feel like the judges like a little bit more salt. They like to cut through that. They're not as fans of just that umami flavor. It's more of the salt flavor. I ran the same recipe for the last 4 years. I'm still running the Arcasipi combo. People, you can Google that. You can see what it is. I've never had anything lower than a 49 with my taste. It just hits. Why change something that's not broken? So it's hitting. I'm still running with it, so it's solid. When it comes to steaks, there's 5 categories that we're going for: appearance, taste, texture. What else? Overall impression, and the other is appearance. Did I already say that one? Appearance, taste, texture, overall impression, and then your final score. So there's 2 things I can control. I control and doneness was the 5th category. There we go. That's what I was missing. So I can control my taste, and I can control my doneness. Some people say that they can control their texture. Texture is, once again, that's up to the judge. What texture do they like? Every judge is different. So as long as you can control the doneness and taste factor, the rest is up to the judge's hands. Some days you get a good table, sometimes you get a bad table. But when it comes to those 3 categories, it's just open. You just never know what's going to happen when it comes to the table. So it's just a shot in the dark. You got a good table, you got a bad table. It's just the luck of the draw. Once again, I feel like most competition barbecues, 50% luck.
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
What's one common mistake that you see SCA cooks make early on when they're starting?
I feel like the biggest one is not understanding how a steak works. What needs to stay with the steak and what needs to come off the steak. I think that's the biggest one. And so trimming is huge. The second one is presentation. You have to visualize how that's going to go in the box, how that's going to look, and knowing how to position it in the box. I think a lot of people make mistakes on placing it in the box. I feel like they put it in there and then it's not a beneficial angle for them. So I think that needs to be a good focus on if you're getting into it, understanding how that steak's going to be cut and how it's going to be presented is definitely going to be able to help the new cook. Yeah, so it's just trimming and presentation. I think that's the big. We can all cook steaks. We've all cooked steaks for a long time, so it's just a matter of being able to do those 2 correctly to be able to help you in the steak competitions.
So when y'all do your turn in, is anything be in there with the steak, or is just the steak?
Steak only, no strings, no nothing. You'll get a DQ. Yeah, but so it's just, what you get is a box, a foil disc, and then your steak. That's all that should be in there. Nothing else. Yeah.
Oh, wow. How often do you practice between the competition? Do you practice any, or you just...
Never. I am the worst. There's a reason why these guys, there's professionals that go out there and cook KCBS because they're practicing, they're cooking, they're doing it repetitively. My schedule doesn't match up to that. I should say I'm 75% in. The extra 25% is the reason why I'm getting beat by some of these guys that are doing it consistently every single week. That practice is huge. If you want to master it and be really good and excel and always be in that top 10, you do have to give it that 100%. Like, I'm completely honest, I'm an open book. I'm 75% in because of my schedule. I'm so busy, and I bought this camping trailer this summer, so I just plan on camping more. So it's just facts.
True.
Yeah.
So what's your proudest moment so far in the SCA?
SCA, honestly, being able to hit finals 2 years in a row, being able to make it to the top 100, I guess it's 97, 95 right there in the world. Wow. Being able to make finals is huge. I sat it out last year because like I said, I bought a trailer. I used my travel funds for a down payment on the trailer this year, but being able to go to Worlds and being able to go and compete against the best and being able to make finals is definitely great. I set myself a goal that I try to achieve every year. Goal number 1, win a golden ticket outright, first place. That's goal number 1. Goal number 2 every year is to be able to win a golden ticket and pass it down. I've only been able to do that one season. It's really weird. But I want to pass that down. That's a cool achievement. And then also, obviously, every year giving myself a shot to be able to become the SCA World Champions on making finals. So making finals is the goal, and then obviously winning the whole thing. But we'll get there one day, I hope. Fingers crossed.
Very busy man. Wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to switch over to something different that I came up with. A little fun segment. You know how they have the tournament bracket in college basketball? What I come up with was a 16 meat challenge of meats that you cook on the grill, and you just pick whatever one that you like to eat. Matchup number 1, hamburger versus steak.
Well, that's steak all day.
All right, pork ribs versus pork belly.
Ooh, I'm going to have to go pork belly.
Okay. Hot dog versus smoked chicken.
Chicken.
Burnt ends versus pork chops.
Burn in.
Smoked turkey versus sausage.
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one, but it's going to be turkey for sure.
Oh, wow. Smoked ham versus barbecue shrimp.
We'll go with the ham.
All right, lamb versus brisket.
Brisket all day.
Beef ribs versus smoked bologna.
Beef ribs.
All right, the next round we got steak versus pork belly.
I'm going to have to say probably pork belly over steak. Has to be done right, though.
All right, we got chicken versus burnt ends.
Burn ends.
All right, turkey versus smoked ham.
Oh, God. This one's tough. This one is really tough. If you're a fan of the podcast, you know how I love all the hams. Russ used to say I love the hams. But, oh, man, I'm going to have to say, I'm going to go with turkey on this one.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to have, yeah.
And we got brisket versus beef rib.
Yeah, beef ribs all day.
All right, final 4. You got pork belly versus burnt ends.
I'm going to have to, oh, man, I'm leaning heavy into the beef, so burn ends.
All right. And turkey versus beef ribs.
Oh, damn, I'm just trying to think of the best beef ribs I've ever had and the best smoked turkey I've ever had. Miss Etsy, by the way, is on both of those out of Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. Probably the best turkey and best beef rib I've ever had in my life. So this is a real live answer here. I'm going to have to go with the day that I had both of those. I'm going to have to say beef rib.
Oh, wow. All right, you got burnt ends versus beef rib.
Yep, the beef rib's going to take it all day.
Beef rib is very popular because
it's not Miss Etsy. Sorry, it's Little Miss Barbecue, guys. I said that wrong.
Yeah,
This barbecue that's in Phoenix, Arizona. You got to go try.
All right, beef ribs is the winner. A lot of beef ribs is being picked a lot. So,
Is it really? The thing is that if they're done right, you get the texture of a nut, and you also get brisket fatty end. So the beef rib has its advantages. 3 different cuts in one.
yeah, definitely true. All right, I got another one. This is the 16 best athletes of all time bracket.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right. Shout out to the
Jordan
because I love. I like Stockton and Malone. Malone is my favorite player all time. That's just me.
Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome. He delivers on Sundays, man.
Yeah. All right. Matchup number 1: Tom Brady versus Lionel Messi.
Oh man, God, I hate both of them. I really hate both of them. I shouldn't say I hate them. I just hate the publicity. I should say the corporate sponsors showcase both these. But I'm gonna have to put Messi over. Messi hasn't really been caught cheating that bad.
Next matchup: Michael Jordan versus Dale Earnhardt.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to say Jordan. I have him winning this whole thing.
All right, Usain Bolt, Serena Williams.
I'm gonna say Serena Williams.
All right, Michael Phelps versus LeBron.
Phelps.
I get some emails from LeBron haters.
Yeah.
All right, Ken Griffey Jr. versus Simone Biles.
Griffey all day. The most perfect swing in baseball.
Exactly. Tiger Woods versus Kobe Bryant.
I'm gonna have to go with number 8.
Okay.
The Mamba.
Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Gretzky.
Gretzky all day.
Roger Federer, Muhammad Ali.
Ollie.
All right.
You can't put golf against boxing, man.
You got Messi versus Jordan.
Jordan.
And Serena versus Phelps.
I'm gonna say Phelps.
Griffey versus Kobe.
Oh man, that has to be Kobe. Kobe, just yeah.
Gretzky, Ali.
Ali.
All right, final four: Jordan versus Phelps.
Jordan.
Kobe versus Ali.
This is a tough one, man. I'm gonna have to say they both did fantastic things. They're both great people in the sporting realm and off the sporting, but I think Muhammad Ali is definitely the one because he did a lot for human rights.
All right. Jordan versus Ali, and he said Jordan.
Yep. Yeah, Jordan is just the GOAT. But Ali's right there, man. Oh, man.
You got the correct answer.
Yeah.
All right, the Anthony Lujan, your therapy session is over. If you have any shout outs or anything to promote, you're welcome to do so.
Yeah, man. I just want to first and foremost thank all the Pitmaster Podcast crew and everything that they do. Also want to shout out my girlfriend Amanda. She has my back behind the scenes. She's always dealing with my shit, being able to be there and help me push through things and everything like that. And then also I just want to shout out to all my fellow competitors as well. If you guys weren't out there giving me a hard time every time I go out and cook, pushing me to the next level, I wouldn't be where I was today. And then also shout out to you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. As for sponsors, I don't have any, man. Sponsors are liabilities. You have to give them love a lot, and I just don't have the time. So just shout out to me.
Exactly. There you go. Start with number one. But definitely, I appreciate you having you on the show. And like I tell everybody, you have the calendar link if you want to come on for any reason. I mean, definitely just schedule, first come, first serve. I don't, like I told the last guest, I mean, everybody that I have on within the first month, that believe in me and stuff like that, y'all got priority over everybody else. So when you want to schedule anything you want to talk about, you want to talk about music or anything like that, hey, come on, the door is open. Yeah. So I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, if you ever want to get into hip hop music, man, we can go down a rabbit hole. As you can see over my shoulder here, I got two of the biggest bangers of all time up there. So
yes. Favorite Wu-Tang song is?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to say Cream.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Cream. Yeah, Cream or Protect Your Neck. It's one of those two. It's up there for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I definitely love Wu-Tang also. I love Redman. Yeah. Redman is my guy.
Oh yeah, he's like member number 10. He's not in the group, but he's with the group.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see them over the weekend. I'm going to go out. I'm heading out to Denver to go see them over the 4th of July weekend, man. It's their farewell tour.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. So, I want to try to get out there, too. Babysitters and all that stuff.
I get it. Get it.
We got to pick and choose our battles. We got vacations that me and my wife want to do, so we got to save the babysitter for that. And we won't wear grandma out.
Exactly.
All right, but I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on, and you enjoy your day, and we'll see y'all next episode. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the BBQ Therapy Podcast. My name is Tavis Bryant. Please tune in to YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and any streaming platform near you. Please pay the secretary on your way out, and we'll see you next episode.